home for July and August and soaking up all the great Chicago blues that I can find. I can't wait. This is the longest I haven't been back to my hometown in
I
Chicago.
know, I know.
And,
So I
and I
guess you'll
just
be traveling the next 3 or 4 months, I guess, huh? Once everything gets opened up again.
get. Do you think it's going to be that much longer, huh? Here? Didn't they say
Yeah.
something about
Yeah.
April? I don't know. I heard the Yale Pie Club might have an event in May. Their first event in May, opening
Okay.
up. But meanwhile, we'll check out all these people online. I just saw
Yeah.
Giles Robeson, the harmonica player.
That's
He
right. Yeah.
did a gig where you paid like £6, and it was at the 606 Club, in London. The 606 Club
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah, yeah.
London.
Yeah. Near Chelsea and all that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Kensington, Chelsea.
yeah. So
Uh-huh.
that was kind of cool. I mean, no
Yeah.
people were there. It was online, but in fact, there's a replay tonight for it. Online. But I just try to find as many events as I can. Meanwhile, I recently discovered Buddy Guy Radio. I guess it's been around for a little while, but I never really paid attention or logged on to it, and I really like it. Has a wide variety, on it. Because Buddy Guy, every single time he get on stage, he say, "Well, you're not going to hear no blues on any mainstream radio." And I guess in
Yeah.
Maryville, Indiana, somebody shouted out, "Well, why don't you start your own radio station?" And so I guess the guy who yelled it out became the DJ and
Mm-hmm.
kind of whatever is involved.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of like that. Like listen, and then I listen to some other, what's nice is there's no shortage of blues radio,
Exactly.
especially here in the
Yeah.
UK with the IBBA members. There's over 50 blues DJs, recording shows and
Mm-hmm.
uploading them. So that's great. That's all great stuff. Uh-oh, drink time.
Help yourself. Help yourself. Well,
You
we're
said
going to go ahead and
G
well,
and
let's
T,
see.
G and T,
What is that? Green tea.
G and T.
G and T. I'll say
We
green
know what
tea.
that means in London, don't we, Kat?
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
G and
Oh
T,
man,
G and
I
T,
tell you,
something.
this has been absolutely experience and definitely experience. And all right, apologies for the technical hitches and everything, but
Mhm.
we'll definitely be able to work that out. And it's just a small little thing.
Another exciting piece of news, as far as my photography goes, is I've
Yeah.
been trying for a really long time to impress the president of Alligator Records with my photos, and he bought my first photo and
Uh-huh.
from me, and it's part of a promo for Curtis Salgado's new release. I don't know
Hmm.
if you know Curtis Salgado, but
No.
Curtis Salgado is an amazing artist, and I don't understand why someone keeps beeping at me.
Yeah.
Can you hear that on your end?
Yeah, I
I
can
don't
hear
know.
it. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
I
all right.
don't know where that's coming from because I don't even see anything of where that's coming from. I'll put my phone in a drawer. But anyway, that was really exciting for me because you try and you try, and I guess he didn't like my photos before,
Hmm.
but finally after 16 years
Hmm.
he bought a photo for me, so it was really exciting for me. And of all people, Curtis Salgado. I'm a super fan of Curtis Salgado, and Glenn Noble, my other half
Yes.
here, did the review for
Uh-huh.
Chicago Blues Guide of Curtis Salgado's new release on Alligator Records. He's a
Oh,
great
cool.
soul. So in fact, Curtis Salgado, the Blues Brothers movie, they based
Yes.
it on Curtis Salgado. They
Oh,
met Curtis Salgado and
okay.
based the movie like drew from his personality. So anyway, so that's kind of
Well,
cool. He's an amazing
you
artist.
know, you are a
Unfortunately,
wealth of knowledge for
the
us.
soul,
Definitely a
the
wealth of
soul.
knowledge.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
I say you are a wealth of knowledge for us. Thank you so much.
Well, I just enjoy the blues. I try to
Yeah.
get into other kind of music, and it just doesn't move me as much as soul and blues. I'm very into soul, old
Yeah.
school soul.
Yes.
It just doesn't resonate with me, even though
Uh-huh.
I try. Like, people are like, "Why don't you like jazz? Why don't you like rap?" And I'm just like, it
It
doesn't.
just
It
there's a
doesn't.
lot of saying about the blues, and there's a lot of saying like if you can't feel the blues, you ain't got no soul and all this. You don't know the blues, you just feel the blues, like they say.
I can't get enough of it. I
Oh yeah,
just
neither can I.
always want to listen to it, and I never can get enough of it. I can listen to it night and day. And I'm always excited. Everything I hear about it, everything I read about it, and the music. And so
Mhm.
I keep up with it because I'm interested. I'm interested. I want to know everything that's happening and everything that's coming
Make
out.
sure you tell everyone where to find. Let's find out now. Make sure you tell everyone where's your paperback. When's your paperback book coming out again?
I don't
Here's the
know.
book.
I want to say yeah, it's going to look like that. It's just going to be a paper book. I asked my publisher if it's going to be in the same printer, because the reproduction quality of that book is amazing. And she said yes.
Sure.
So that's
Yeah.
really good. And obviously it'll be a little bit cheaper because it's in paperback. But I have 9 copies. You see on that shelf there? I bought up the last of them from her office. I had 4 copies in my possession, and she had 5 left in her office.
Well done.
So I have 8 or 9 copies here, and that's it for the hard copy. So if anybody wants one, get them now, because once they're gone, they're gone.
Where can they get a hold of them, Jennifer? Tell us where they can get a hold of them.
Well, I'm very active on Facebook, but you can.
And what's your Facebook handle?
Pardon me?
And what on Facebook? What's your handle? Like, is it Juke and Jen or Jennifer 50 Women in Blue?
Jennifer Noble, and there's lots of Jennifer Nobles, but just look for the one with the reddest hair. I always say look for the photo with the reddest hair. Also, you can email me, Jukinjen, JUKINJENN @gmail.com. And then they can always contact you. You can direct them to me. Right,
Of
Kat?
course, yeah. And Live Talking Blues, Kat and Live Talking Blues. And
Live Talking Blues, episode 1.
Episode 1, yes.
Episode 1. More to
Definitely.
come. I can't wait to see all the exciting people that are coming. Are we going to do this? Yeah. You're going to do this once a week, you said?
Once a week. And yeah, definitely once a week. Like I said, tonight is the getting a few things straight. And then from there, it's we're flying. You know what I mean? We're just going to have the same background, the same setup. And obviously it'll change in time. But right now, we're just going to get started like this, because there's a lot to be said. And there's a lot to share. I'm so excited.
I did too. I just want to say one more thing here.
No, help yourself, darling. Help yourself.
This month's issue of Blues in Britain magazine has the amazing guitarist Joanna Connor on the cover, and she is in the book, and she just had an album produced by Joe Bonamassa, and she has a big write-up in this magazine. And to be produced by Joe Bonamassa, he just started a new independent label, and the great guitarist Josh Smith teamed up and produced her. And she has the name of her album is really interesting. It's called 4801 South Indiana Avenue. I even had to Google it myself. So that address is the address of the old Checkerboard Lounge in Chicago, which Buddy Guy used to own. It's a famous place, and it has its place in history of Chicago blues. And so that's kind of cool. And so I expect to see her in the UK within the next year, for sure. Because
definitely,
I love guitarist here, and it's going to be exciting to see an amazing woman guitarist such as Joanna Connor here in the UK, because Joe Bonamassa is really well loved here and really popular, and so I know he's going to bring her over here. And this is her time, and I'm really, really excited for Chicago's Joanna Connor, who used to have regular gigs.
Remember that name, everybody. Joanna Connor. Remember that name.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Jennifer, the one who knows the blues. and the
she's
people
very,
in it.
very active on Facebook and possibly other social media platforms. But
Joanna Connor. Yep. Got that one.
yeah,
Yep.
she's very, very active, and she keeps posting all the great reviews that she's getting. And I'm just excited for her because she's been playing in the Kingston Mines, which is the oldest Chicago club,
That's it.
blues club in
Yeah.
Chicago that's still
That's right.
running.
Yeah.
And she's been playing there
That's
for
great.
years and years, all the time while she was raising her children, but her children are raised, and she's ready to tour the world again. She used to tour the world, in the 90s a lot, and maybe even the 80s, I'm not sure. But now she's ready to storm the world, and you can't ask for much more than having Joe Bonamassa produce you. So
I think that's already a success already, isn't it? From the sound of things.
I mean, his goal was to bring it out of her, bring her great guitar playing out of her, and so he was really hard on her, she said, but he said he brought out the best of her. So
oh man, can't wait to hear that.
That's I'm just excited for her. It's great to
definitely
get a break. Sometimes people try for a really long time, and then to get a break or a couple breaks in life. So
and I just want to say and she's in your book, and quite a few more as well in the book, and all the people in your book you photographed.
Yes, except for a couple, because at first I was going to stick to my guns, and I was only going to put my photographs, but it was making me kind of sad because there was a few artists that I didn't have good enough photographs of, and for some reason or another. So I decided that I wanted them in my book anyway. So I had to break down and ask, I asked them, and then I asked them if they could get me some photographs, like Dawn Tyler Watson, Kat Riggins. I'd only seen her once in Denmark. I needed a couple more photos of her. But
also Memphis Minnie, obviously, because you weren't born then, and a few of the other greats.
Well, that was my publisher's idea. My publisher wanted to publish some, legendary, the women who set the foundation for
exactly
other women in the blues, and I would have left it out. I mean, I would have just put 50 women, and then I tried to go over 50 women because I'm like, who's counting? She's like, no, because she had a series of 50 women in sculpture. It was part of a series of books she was doing. But I'm like, who's counting? Because I really wanted Rhiannon Giddens in there. And
I
had
mean, you need 100 and 200 or so,
Yeah, and then I was at 242 pages. It was supposed to be only 200. And she's like, stop. No more women.
200 women in blues.
Come on, it's just a few more pages. Up the price a couple of dollars, a couple of pounds, And she's like, stop. You can't have any more. And I'm like, why not?
Well,
but anyway,
you did a good job on the ones you had,
Well, thanks. It was tough. And I already could do a volume 2. I absolutely could do a volume 2.
Is there anything in the pipeline for volume 2?
Any what?
Is there anything in the pipeline for volume 2?
No.
Another publisher, maybe, or
I don't know. My publisher would even consider it. I don't know. It's not. It's not actually a thing that I'm thinking about so much, because I just like to take pictures of the artists, But there's been a lot of people that have said they'd love a volume 2. So we'll see. I don't know. And anyway, this is a nice book. If you're considering, playing the blues, maybe you want to read this book, and it doesn't matter if you're male or female, because it's about their journey of why they wanted to play the blues, their stories.
That's it.
And that's what makes the book really interesting. It's every woman wrote their own story. I didn't write anything except my story in there, but I did try to hand select the women that around the world, like get a wide scope of women around the world and a variety, from young to old, like Ivy Ford's 27, Irma Thomas is
Mhm.
80. So I tried to get a wide variety, and I tried to go kind of as wide as I could as far as
Yeah.
geographically.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah. Of
Annie
course.
Mac
Yeah.
from Minnesota, who
You
just put out
did.
a
Yeah.
wonderful EP, all the way out to California with Debbie Davies and Terry O'Dobby.
Yeah.
And then we've got Tia Coutabel in France. So, I just tried to get a really wide variety
A
of
global,
artists.
yeah,
And so,
global 50 women in blues. Not easy to do as well, I would imagine, not an
well,
easy feat at all.
yeah, you got to have the photos. Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
have the photos, and so you've got to have been at it for a long time. One of the nicest compliments I got about my book, though, which is going to be reprinted in the paperback, is I got
Mhm.
this really awesome compliment from Coco Taylor's daughter, who said that her mother would have really loved this book and would have been so
So
thrilled that
great.
this book was dedicated to her, and she would have loved my book. And I'm like,
Well, that's
I
great for
post-
her family as well, isn't it? Great for the family.
yeah, well, I posted it on the 50 Women in the Blues Facebook page, her quote of what she said, but it was just so touching. I was like, brought a tear to my eye. I'm like, oh my God, how cool is that?
Yeah.
What she
Yeah.
said, I should have wrote down the exact quote, but it was really touching and kind
Well,
of
it's a
made
great
it,
book.
it's unique. Nothing like it.
Definitely. And the cover
Right?
is absolutely brilliant as well.
There you go. See?
Absolutely
So,
brilliant.
my publisher had a lot of ideas, and I just tried to work with
Yeah.
her because I'm not a published,
Yeah.
I don't know how to
Well,
put books together.
that's
There's a
their
lot.
job, isn't it?
It is
That's
a
their
big
job.
job.
So.
It's a big job
Mhm.
putting it together. And I really wanted Mavis Staples, have a big main story of her. And when I couldn't get her full attention, I wanted her in my book.
Mhm.
She's like, I'm a super fan of
Yeah.
Mavis Staples. Then I got kind of sad for a while. I set the book down. I'm like, I can't do this. Mavis Staples, can't get a story for Mavis Staples because she's so mega popular, mega famous,
Oh,
And then I'm like,
yes. I mean, for
Jen,
decades he has been.
yeah, I'm like, Jen, pull up your bootstraps. You got to carry on. You got to get this book out.
Yeah.
And you got to keep moving forward. But it was tough because it's not my thing. Like some people, when they go to write a book, they can't wait. They're like, oh, but I was all nervous because I had to, contact a lot of women, and some women didn't get back to me, unfortunately.
That's it.
Until
Yeah.
too late.
Yeah.
Then they contact me. I want to be in a book. I'm like, went to press. So, but so it was a journey, definitely. But when at this point, when I look back, I'm glad
Well,
that
you
I
definitely succeeded.
persevered.
Definite. That's what it takes, and you definitely succeeded.
Yeah.
Well, listen then. Well,
we got 3 minutes left.
yeah, we're okay. We're okay. We're okay for time. I just want to say that it's just been a joy talking to you here, and we'll be able to share this out with everybody else in the future. And well, hopefully you'll come back on another day as a guest, because in the beginning, we're still getting people to join in and stuff like that. So we may have to go back and get people there and get them on board as well, and let them hear again what you got to say about the blues.
Yeah, I have no shortage of
love it.
Of recommending some guests for you, since I keep up with the blues, so much. I'm always kind of recommending to the magazines, you should write about this person, write about them, people who have interesting stories. So I'm always keeping up with the blues. So I'll be happy to make some suggestions. And
just a quick question that you've not been able to go to any venues. So what have you done to keep up with the blues? Just are you online with people? Are you watching videos? I know, who was that, Sugar Ray Rayford, you'd like watching? What does he come on every week? Was it every Sunday?
He is on once a week. For instance,
what day is that?
Today, because he's on Tuesdays.
Okay.
Our time.
Today's Wednesday though.
Yeah, but he's on Tuesday evenings.
He's on Tuesday. Okay.
Interviewed Kenny Neal. Kenny
Okay.
Neal, and boy, was it a great! I highly recommend anybody who's listening, go to Sugar Ray's and check out his interviews. That I don't know how long he leaves them up. If he takes them to, some people take down their interviews after a week. Some leave them up because they hope that you'll watch it and tip, and they can get a few more ducks in their bucket. you know.
I got you.
So,
I got you. Yeah.
but the great Kenny Neal, you know, born into the blues, his dad was Rayfield Neal. He's based in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and boy, does he have
Yeah.
the stories to tell. He's just all around a great guy. So I would highly recommend going checking out. And Sugar Ray hasn't spent his whole life in the blues, so he's just like a little kid. He's just amazed and excited all the time, talking to these, you know, legendary blues artists like Kenny
Yeah,
Neal.
that sound like some good conversations going on. Those kind of conversations that you hear only the blues guys know how to talk about. You know, they go way back, and they're just so jolly about what's happened, or even so sad about it. But there's what it is a lot of emotion going on, a lot of gut feeling going on about their conversations, and you just learn a lot just listening to them.
For all you young people out there, Kenny Neal announced on the show yesterday that he has a studio, and he wants to just give back because he feels so blessed to have had such a great life playing blues around the world that he built a studio, and he, you know, started an independent label. And he said that if you are serious and you want to record, all you have to do is pay for the engineer, and you could come down there and stay for free at his place in Baton Rouge and
so
record your album because he wants to help, you know, carry on the blues. And I thought, how cool is that? You can go.
So where could they find Kenny Neal on Face? They can find him on Facebook, or maybe we can get him on the show one day and have him talk about it a bit as well.
Oh,
but
God,
you know, is he on Face? That would be fantastic.
Sugar Ray on your show. He's so lively and full of life. Man, that would be fantastic. He's a world-class entertainer. He's up for BB King Entertainer of the World again. He just keeps winning awards. You know, he's just, you know, he's been to London twice. I've seen him in London.
Okay, I didn't see him there.
So at the 100 Club.
Okay,
I remember last time he played the 100 Club. I was really sick, not feeling well at all, and had a little episode and everything, and I was in an ambulance, but I kind of like recovered a little bit, and they're like, yeah, we want to take you to the hospital. I go, no, Sugar Ray Rayford, I have tickets to the 100 Club. I got to go. And they're like, well, we don't really recommend it. I'm like, yeah, let me out of this ambulance. I'm not missing the show.
No way.
I did. I jumped out of the ambulance. It was my first time ever in an ambulance, you know, and it was kind of a
that's mad.
I had, but then I felt a little bit better. Like by the time they got there, even though I was quite ill for about an hour, and I'm like, I got to go to this show. I promised to do a follow-up appointment, and I jumped out of the ambulance and went to see Sugar Ray. He doesn't know that story, but
you got through it.
That's what a diehard I am.
That's a fantastic way to end the show tonight. ever so amazing personality, Jennifer Noble. I really want to thank you for coming in and sharing your knowledge and your stories with us, and also your book. And don't forget that you're donating some of the proceeds of the earrings or the jewelry that you're making.
Earrings, and I just made a little necklace.
And and again, the artist can go on to, was it Juke and Gin? They can get
here, right. So I wrote this out. So I have this long
bring it a little bit closer to the camera. Bring it closer so we can see a little bit further back.
I'm thinking of
that's it, right there. Stay there.
I'm sorry.
Okay. The other way. Yeah, there we are.
I wrote it up. I got this long name, Jam and Gems Jewelry, and it's an Etsy shop. You know, you sign up on Etsy, and it's just like doing a craft show, but it's online. And I have right now I have 77 pairs of earrings up there, but I plan to expand. And I have a Facebook page too. So and Instagram with links. Everything, you know, you got to have links. Nobody wants to type in anything. But anyway, my focus is on musical jewelry. And because I was always having a hard time finding good musical jewelry that I was happy with. So I was like, I'm going to just make my own. And then it'll help, one of the sales will help. So I've sold over 60 pairs, I think, in a couple of months. And, you know, I'm just getting started. I'm just taking it day by day, but it's exciting. And then when I go to festivals, I bring some with me. Some at festivals. So I have a little guitar. Here, I'll take this one off real quick because I know you got to go.
I've got some musical notes. Yeah, put it right up there.
So wait. How do I do
Okay.
this?
That's it. Put it right up to the camera. There we are. Keep
So
it still.
that's a little
Hold it
guitar.
up. There we are.
A guitar pick. I know it's kind of hard to see, but
Yeah.
is that good?
That's fantastic. Yeah, it's a
So
guitar pick. Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
wearing a purple shirt. I'm sorry, it's sort of jiggly. I'm wearing
That's
a
okay.
purple shirt, and so I made it to match my shirt. You know,
That's beautiful.
and
That's
then I
so
got
nice.
got a little like. Let me see. Oh no, this way.
The other
See,
way.
then I
There we
made a
go.
little necklace to match. the
Uh-huh.
earrings.
You're pretty talented, you know.
Well, I used
Well
to have
done.
jewelry all the time in the '90s and do craft shows. And
Okay.
I'm so
Well, you know
excited
what you're doing
to
then.
have an
Yeah,
online platform to
exactly.
sell my jewelry on, because craft shows are, you got to deal with weather and equipment and everything. And so this is so exciting to
Thank
just be
goodness
able
for
to make
online.
them
Yeah.
and put them up on the internet and go, hey, you like these, buy these. And, I've got lots of choices. You can mix and match. And
Well, you
I'm
got a
just having
choice
fun.
now as well.
It's
Yeah.
having
If you want to go
fun.
to the craft shows, yeah.
It gives me a little extra cash to donate, because
Yeah.
I donate all week long, because my heart just goes out to these musicians that are out of work for so long, and
Mhm.
I just, I can't help but feel for them,
Exactly. Yeah.
they were hoping, I think, all to be on the road again by now, but it's still
We
not
thought
quite
so.
there. No. So
No, but we got to be safe. You know what I mean? Let's just play it safe so we can get out and stay out. No point in going back in, because I think a lot of people won't be able to do that anymore. So as soon as we take our time getting out so we can stay out, that's what I say.
Well, this is great, Kat, that you're giving more exposure to people in the blues, because it's a smaller genre of music and they can use all the help and exposure they can get to promote. I'll let you know if people are coming out with new albums. I know a lot of people are holding back on releasing albums until they can tour to support it, because they've recorded the music, but it costs, in order to put it out in CDs and stuff, costs a lot of money. So you want to be able to tour. And I think there's going to be a whole bunch of great music coming out real soon here.
You're going to be, can you imagine? It's going to be great. Well, this is the one-stop shop, Live Talking Blues. And this is where you come to find out all things blues, Jennifer. And we want to thank you so much for coming on tonight. And any last words you want to say to anyone?
I just say, support these musicians online right now as much as you can, because they are still out of work and it's still tough for them. And so pay attention to these online shows. I mean, I give anywhere from only like $3 to $5 or something, but they're happy with that, because if 100 people give $3 to $5, that helps pay the rent.
That helps. Exactly.
And so if everyone gives just a little bit of money, and some can give more. You give what you can. I donate so often, so many that I could.
You got to share.
Even it out.
Yes, right. Connect, talk, share, and enjoy. That's what we're talking about.
Earrings
share, and enjoy.
The earrings are helping me, and they're super lightweight. Everybody loves them because you can't even feel them on your ears, right, Kat?
That's it. Yeah, no, you can't. I didn't put mine on. I had headphones on tonight, but next time.
Yeah, they don't pull on your ears, which everybody loves that.
Great. So well, Jennifer.
Okay.
So lovely to see you here. Yeah, and keep sharing the blues. We love you so much.
I love you too, Kat. I wish you all the success in the world. Okay.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Thank you.
Hello. Good night, Jennifer.
Yay, we did it.
Hi. This is Kat and Patsy, our technical director. We'll find out what the problems are later on. Good night, y'all. We'll see you again.